Okay, there it goes.
Oh,
Okay, okay. I have officially switched to 14. So for the record, I was correct and right, and I'm allowed to do as many classes as I want. And Last agrees with me.
no, I don't. Not at this moment, I don't.
There
When
was
you
some,
actually get like,
there was something
uh,
really funny about that flat. No, I don't.
look, all I'm saying is that once we get to each expansion, uh, we'll be like, okay, so what class do you want to be for this expansion?
You know damn well that's
Well,
not gonna work.
I know it's not, but I was going to add to that as the final bit was, okay, once you hit 90, I'll then help you level everything else up again.
By the time I, by the time I beat Endwalker, most of my classes are probably gonna be 90.
Please no. I want you to actually like go through the story.
No, that's just like
Please.
how it's going to go. Because the thing is, since we only do story on streams, like
Mm,
I don't
no,
know if you,
that one.
I don't
No,
know if you
that one's fair.
realize, I don't know if you realize how much I played this game without you.
I have an idea.
I, I suddenly appeared before you and showed you that I had Gladiator to 20 when I had not previously touched Gladiator. That was like a day.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I have an idea.
Oh, and did I also tell you that I got I think Blacksmith is not quite 50. I think I got it to 47. And
Yeah, I think you got to.
armor is also up to like 40 or something. I need a
I
level Culinarian.
I remember you saying that you had gotten I think it was armor, not armor, blacksmith up to 44 to make
My
the warrior weapon you
stupid
wanted.
stupid dumbass axe.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best axe I'll ever own. Look at this thing. Barbarian's Bardiche. I put 3 Savage Might 3 materia in it. I needed to buy an axe head off of the off of the market board because you can only get it from level 50 content that I don't know about.
Rex.
Yeah, you know. Also, I got to 50 and I got the Warriors set, and then immediately 3 pieces of it were replaced by random stuff I got in the Crystal Tower raids.
That tracks.
Shout out to Phlegathon. Um, oh yeah, I also got Infuriate.
Yay, you get a free 50 gauge every minute.
Yeah, that seems like okay.
Oh,
You said
it's
that I
fine if
don't
you
ever use
charge it.
Steel Cyclone. I feel like I'd use Steel Cyclone a lot.
Uh, you use it. Okay, so
It
I
seems like I would use. It seems like I would use Steel Cyclone once a minute.
pretty much.
That's a decent amount of time to use a thing.
I will also say you'll actually use it twice a minute because I didn't realize that
Sucks.
it starts with 2 charges. I thought that there was a point where you would get a second charge.
Ah, nerd doesn't even know how the classes work.
I not at 50. I don't. I'm too used to them being at 90.
When was the last time that you like played a class at 50?
Black mage, like maybe 2 or 3 months ago. EV for crying out loud.
I hate this. Oh, don't make me do math. 20? 20 sucks.
Knock it off.
This one. Okay.
Oh, no, no, you're staying right here, buddy.
Your cat is a menace.
Yes, she is. Yes, I know you're really, really cute. Get off! No, get off my desk.
I love hearing the tiny little squeaks that she makes. Oh, today's Friday. Is the Big Cat Pot's Saturday, right?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I thought I was gonna win big on. I was gonna win big on stream.
Unfortunately,
So what do
no.
we do? What do we do as people that play this game if I'm streaming this and I get the jackpot?
Fuck if I know.
Like quit, retire, retire
Uh,
in real life, sell all my MGP to people that want it.
that would involve selling your account. I don't know, and I don't know if you want to sell your account.
I have. I was about to say I have 2 more accounts, but no, those are just 2 more characters on this account.
Yeah.
I can make a new account. I can get back to this spot in like 400 hours. Easy. I say as it took me 400 hours to get here. Okay, that, I think that's all, basically. What class do I play in this game?
Either Dragoon or Black Mage, if you want.
That's not correct, because I also have Warrior and White Mage.
I know.
And Red Mage and Samurai. Those are all
I know.
valid classes for the current place I'm at.
I'm aware.
And I do know how to play all of them in theory.
In theory.
I sense spite in that.
Just a teeny bit.
Reap the Whirlwind. What's this for?
What is what for?
Reap the Whirlwind.
I haven't... Oh, that's a main story.
Well, yeah, it is. I just don't remember what we're doing.
You're looking into,
How do you read your...
a rebellion. What could in theory be a rebellion, and what in practice is a very staged riot.
Right, I remember. Okay, yeah, I remember we beat up the... I wanted to block out the tunnel fight from my memory. Maybe I shouldn't be Black Mage. This game isn't nice to Black Mages.
No, it is not.
To be fair,
And I repeat, it's really funny because the directors of the game's favorite class is Black Mage.
To be fair, that's also kind of appropriate for the lore that everybody hates Black Mages.
Yes.
I really feel the love. Elegant silver piece to shady figure stir discontent. Yeah, right. The merchant came along and was like, "Hey, get armed. You're gonna need this to fight back." And then they started the fight and left, basically.
Pretty much.
The merchant wished to approach the refugees in stone's throw, but was waiting until the flames withdrew their forces from the vicinity. Now that they have, there's nothing stopping him from continuing his work. How many must perish in the pursuit of this futile cause? How much more suffering must we endure before it ends? Find him, convince him to cease his mad quest. It will surely lead us to ruin. Okay, stone throw. Oh, you're all the way over there. It's really funny seeing level 6 Amalja. I don't know why.
Because you're used to them being at least 20-ish. 15-ish.
Why do the Amalja around here suck so much?
I don't know.
Kaboom.
But
What the hell's going on around here?
Well, welcome to where refugees are staying. In Alda.
This place sucks.
It is a shanty town.
Sniffle, have you seen my parents? My mouth moved. Oh my god. They told me to stay here with the others. They said they'd be back soon, but it's been days. They left with the man from Ulda, the man who said they were going to change everything. Make it so he could live inside the walls with everyone else. I liked it when he said that. I didn't like it when he talked about making the rich people pay. Everyone looked so angry and I got scared. Samus, are you looking for someone? I'm looking for a merchant. You mean the man who left with my parents? But I don't know where he... Wait, look, over there. I think that's him. Well, now, which one of these gullible fools shall be my next victim? I'm not suspicious at all.
Mm.
I can just start. Okay,
So,
okay. I don't know if I've ever told you this, but there's something
mm,
incredibly funny to me about somebody who doesn't know what to do, so they just start sprinting across an open field. There's something really funny to me about that image.
it's a really fun image, honestly.
It's just like it's like not like they have to expend so much effort to run, and it's just like they aren't getting away at all because you can see them the entire time they're running. You could just sit there staring at them run away from you.
It's so, and you're just like, all right, I'll let you go for now. All right, no, you can stay there, buddy.
He's getting away. Go get him, miss.
His ass on fire.
Fenrir, get him. Level 1 huge hornets. I was just beating these things up with a sword not too long ago. You again? Why are you pursuing me? Sedition? Treason? Revolution? That's preposterous. Who's filled your head with these lies? Refugees? The selfsame refugees who terrorized the streets of Ulda? Ha! You have no evidence to prove your accusations. None. No, I will not accompany you to the Hall of Flames. You have no right to detain me.
You're about that, buddy.
For the sake of argument, let's say I did do the things you claim. Surely you don't think I give a cheer chance arse about politics. It was business, only business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice looking over your shoulder, dumbass. That's the exact pose that Roxas does several times in Kingdom Hearts 2 when he's trying to intimidate someone. the just like step forward, lean in, angry eyes.
Makes sense.
I think Sora also does it quite often.
Also would make sense.
Although Sora's not as angry of a person as Roxas is.
Roxas has a few more reasons to be angry about stuff than Sora does, I think.
Roxas is the emo kid we all needed.
It's true.
We both know I'm not the one you want. However, if you agree to protect me, I swear I'll tell you everything. No. Well,
hell of a shot.
he's
We're gonna be
fine.
honest, though.
That didn't hit anything important.
Unfortunately, due to the sake of story logic, it absolutely did.
Actually, that kind of... So that must be an incredibly good bow, because it... Well, actually, wait. Let me see, right?
It would definitely have to have had at least been a longbow.
No, yeah, that went straight through his sternum. That should not have pierced that. And also, it went through, like, the part of his sternum that, like, there's not actually that much in... Well, I guess it could have severed his trachea.
The idea is that he basically just got shot till he was dead.
It's a little bit too high for his lungs, so it would have had to have been the trachea. If it hit his esophagus, it would have sucked, but he wouldn't have died that fast. It's way too high for the heart, too. And given that it hit his sternum, it would have slowed down a lot. Yeah, like, there's no way he would have died from that.
You see, I agree with you, but I hate to break it to you, he's dead.
At least shoot him in the, like, fucking eye or something. What's all this commotion? I'm Lalafell. Hello. 7 L's. I actually really like the idea of a really deep-voiced Lalafell.
The idea of what?
Of a really deep-voiced Lalafell.
There are a couple of those in this game.
Good. Alright, tell the others to spread out and search the area. The killer may still be close.
No, it's not you. You can't change classes in the middle of a cutscene.
Well, also, I'm pretty sure they figured that I didn't shoot him point blank with a longbow.
No,
I really like lantern shields. They're really cool looking.
pretty neat, yeah.
Old adventurer, I would know more about your relationship with the victim, as well as the events leading up to his death. This man was responsible for the recent riots? Mayhap we owe his murder a debt of gratitude.
I wouldn't go that far.
In any case, it's obvious that you're not the one whom we seek. You may carry on with your investigation, Scion. Actually, that is one bonus of the Scions being known, is that people don't worry about me when I'm doing things, because they know that it's probably for a good reason. It's like, oh, you're a Scion? Well, as long as you're not doing anything illegal, do whatever the hell you want. Hey, so you know how I said that White Mage and Black Mage play completely opposite?
Mm-hmm.
I think that Warrior might play more opposite of Black Mage than White Mage does. And I've of course switched back to Black Mage for this stream when I've just leveled Warrior to 50.
You know.
I'll never learn my lesson. What news, Lucia? Where's the merchant? Murdered? Damn it all to the seventh hell! He was not simply murdered, Lucia. He was silenced. Too many knew his face, and he was ready to divulge his secrets. Do not despair, though. We may be closer to identifying the true orchestrator of these riots than you realize. This is the end. This is the end. Calling for revolution. The Flame General left word that you were to proceed to the Fragrant Chamber as soon as you returned. He wished to discuss your recent discoveries as well as the results of your own investigation. Master Alfino has already been informed and should be waiting for you outside. Pray proceed to the Royal Promenade with all haste and speak with Bartholomew.
You want to point out? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I want to point out, I do believe that there was a fuck ton cut out from in between during this point.
Oh, of course it was. This is ARR.
Oh, I mean like an abnormal amount cut out for like the patch stories. Because like I told you before, like when I timed it, originally before the cut down, it was like 3 hours and 10 minutes in healer queue. Because surprise, you have a trial coming up relatively soonish.
Okay.
And, you know, healer queue is typically the fastest queue if you're queuing solo. With the rework for it, they cut it down like half an hour.
Nice.
Or not half an hour, an hour and a half. From like 3 hours, 10 minutes to an hour 40. Nearly hour 45.
Interesting. To be fair, that's not nearly as much as they cut for the Company of Heroes storyline.
Oh, absolutely. Well, the Company of Heroes storyline was so much fucking bloat.
They cut like 3 days out of that.
Yes. Unironically, they cut 3 days out of it.
Hello, Alfina. How you doing? Hi, Bartholomew. We've been expecting you, madam. Please proceed inside.
Commander Swift has kept us apprised of your recent activities. You've made great strides towards quelling the violence.
Yeah, it's great strides towards quelling the violence, when I definitely think that the rioters are probably in the right.
I mean, they are, but you still gotta quell the violence.
I have to quell the conspiracy behind the violence.
There you go.
Which might shed some light on the mystery.
This information does not leave this room.
See, whenever anybody says that, I feel like it's an implication that they're going to kill everybody in the room before they leave. Like, I get that the idea is, like, don't talk about this information outside of this room, but it's gonna leave the room in my brain. So, like, right?
You know.
That phrase just very specifically makes me nervous.
The Syndicate's decision to reject the Doman refugees' appeal for asylum had lasting repercussions. A number of those displaced by the calamity claimed it was proof of a policy of discrimination.
It is.
Together with a group of Olivegan refugees,
I'm gonna mute myself for a minute.
Okay. Have fun with Cat.
Demonstrations which became heated, but did not descend into violence. Until a certain incident served as a call to arms.
A unit of brass blades sent to supervise a demonstration loosed arrows upon unarmed protesters. It was this atrocity which prompted the refugees to take up arms. I need not tell you what followed.
Well, then of course they did! Like, what?
We assumed at first that the attack was born of a miscommunication. When emotions run high, they happen. But suspicions were raised regarding the unit's commanding officer, whom I ordered interrogated. Sure enough, our fears were soon confirmed. The dog confessed that a merchant had offered him coin to give the order. A merchant in the employ of Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji.
Teleji Adeleji. But he spoke in favor of the Doman's cause, and has ever seemed sympathetic towards the refugees' plight. Why would he do such a thing?
Know you of the Cartano Reclamation Bill? It is a proposal to annex the Cartano Flats so that refugees may establish permanent settlements.
When last I looked, that was disputed territory.
Aye. Some might even call it a battlefield. The destruction wrought by Bahamut was greatest at the Cartano Flats. That much is common knowledge. What is less well known is that his rampage laid bare ancient Alagon ruins, of which no record existed.
It's Alagon?
Pelican.
He just said Alagon. He said ancient Alagon ruins.
Every other time it said it's Pelican.
I'm gonna call it Alagon from now on.
There are certain
I like octagons.
differences of opinion as
Fair
to how
enough.
these ruins should be handled, which is why each nation maintains a military presence in the region to this day. Yet differ though we may, we are still allies. Therefore, in the interest of preserving the Eorzean alliance,
Isn't that
we have reached an agreement.
Isn't this where PvP is held?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least one of the PvP modes are, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it like once, and I was like, this looks kind of familiar for some reason.
Well, because the whole idea is that the Grand Companies are, instead of like actually committing war over
They're like
the
playing
Alien
sports over it.
territory, pretty much.
Any conflict which may arise during the course of military
Also,
exercises
I
in the
had to
region
mute myself for a bit
shall
because
have no
they're
bearing on relations between our
my
nations.
absolute favorite song in Endwalker is in the area that I'm currently in,
Oh, great.
and here's the thing, it's not a song that like it's not a song that you would think of first when it's like, oh yeah, this is what it's like, oh yeah, no, this is the song of Endwalker, but it's like, for me, it's the most emotional song of Endwalker
That makes
for
sense.
a lot of reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Raban, continue your story. Oh, it's done.
Full knowledge
Okay,
of
never mind.
this delicate state of affairs, Teleji Adeleji proposed the Cartano Reclamation Bill. A shameless, bloody ruse which stands to benefit him in but one conceivable way.
So that's kind of just why I went silent for a bit. It's just because
He will gain control
I always get teared up at it.
territory under the guise of assisting in the resettlement effort. And you can be sure he'll build an orphanage next to
And I
every
can't say
other
shit about it because it's such a massive spoiler.
The man would threaten the unity of the Eorzean Alliance and risk countless lives for personal gain.
He walks a path all his own, independent of any faction and beholden to none of his fellows on the Syndicate.
By inciting the less fortunate to violence, he hopes to convince others that the Cartano Reclamation Bill is the only viable solution.
Ah.
His sympathy for the plight of the Domans was not but posturing to gain credibility with the refugees. Of that there can be no doubt.
Forgive me, but what could possibly motivate Teleji?
So I also want to just throw in a quick lore reminder. This is not very shortly, but this is relatively soon after the conquest of Alamigo,
Yeah.
done by the Guardians a few years earlier, and a lot of the refugees here are Alamigan.
Yeah, they've been talking about that.
Okay. I forgot if they had been or not. I'm sure they had been. I just wanted to make sure that, like...
They mention it, like, once every 20 minutes.
Okay.
It's like, this is just like Alamigo.
For good reason.
Yeah, you know.
Omega!
An Oligon monstrosity, not unlike the Ultima weapon. Mayhap larger, we know not. It has yet to be fully excavated. Oligon inscriptions indicate that it was created to...
Yeah, do you remember that crab? That crab robot I showed you a while ago? The thing that I said was just like...
Yeah, Warmech.
Yeah, it's super Warmech.
It's Warmech, but they made him a crab instead of a chicken.
Yep.
Made to fell Bahamut himself.
Explain why Nail Van Darnus chose to bring the Red Moon down upon the Cartano Flats. Given the ends he went to ensure Eorzea's annihilation, destroying the one weapon which could stay the Elder Primal may well have seemed like good sense.
When first I bore witness to the power of the Ultima weapon, I doubted the evidence of my senses. And now you tell me there is another such weapon. One which could contend with Bahamut. Bahamut?
I'll kill it.
Aye, we were skeptical ourselves. Truth be told, until the Ultima weapon's existence came to light, we thought the...
You'd be surprised at what Omega is capable of in this game.
It probably has a laser.
I don't know. Definitely doesn't have a tank buster called Definitely does have a tank buster called Mustard Bomb.
Such its potential cannot accurately be gauged. However, if someone were to restore it, as the Garleans did the Ultima weapon, I have little doubt that he would wield untold power.
Power enough to subjugate Uldar like as not, and the rest of Eorzea besides, which is doubtless why Teleji Adeleji yearns to have it.
Here's the problem. There's a reason why I always say that, that, like, Alalafell can't be evil.
Mm-hmm.
And it's partially because they look stupid. And it's partially because they walk stupid and act stupid. But it's also because they have really stupid names.
Well, I hate to break it to you.
I know, one of the main bad guys, I think, in Heaven's Word is Alalafell, I think.
I mean, one of the main bad guys right now is Alalafell.
They need to stop. Make it like an ARR or something.
Why would they do that? They need to make ARR the next playable race, so they want to make sure that everybody has a good impression of that. I'm to start off with.
I think you know as much as I do that making them the villain would give them the best, like perception in the player base.
See, you and I are right. Square Enix executives, however, have more power than us.
Fair enough.
That he should aspire to world domination. He who has ever walked 2 paces behind Lord Lolorito in matters of commerce.
Tis in acknowledgement of his own limitations that he seeks this power. Woe betide us all should we allow him to have it.
Pray waste no time chasing rats. Only a fool would believe that secrets can be kept in Ul'dah.
Yeah, that's fair.
It would seem the implications of the Sultanate's refugee problem are rather more far-reaching than we assumed.
Okay, so we had to kill the ultimate weapon because it's made to kill primals, and that means it's basically a primal. So it falls under our jurisdiction. Now, Omega is also made to kill a primal, and it's better than the ultimate weapon. So therefore, it's basically a primal, and we have to kill it.
Yes, but not right now.
I'm saying that like, for every big boss, we need to find some kind of justification to explain that it's a primal. Oh, we need to find, like, some kind of justification to explain why it's a primal. Technically, so it falls under our jurisdiction.
Fair.
I need to sell my my money pieces.
Indeed.
I should be glad to know the truth, and yet the thought that all this chaos was the product of one man's lust for power sickens me. How long do you think they intended to hide the existence of Omega from the Scions? That they even felt the need to do so is most troubling. It would be in our best interest to learn more of the military activities in the disputed territories. Fortunately, you are already well positioned to do so, Lieutenant GameC. Pray keep us informed of any developments in Cartonel.
Oh my god, you're a lieutenant?
Yeah, I'm the highest rank that they will allow me to be in ARR.
Holy shit.
I play this game so much without you.
Maybe I don't have an idea. Holy fuck.
I've been a lieutenant since before I took the break, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe?
Begone, whelp, this is no place for children. So question, if you got to that point and you weren't, like, high enough in the Grand Company, would it tell you that you need to, like, get
No.
like, a certain level?
No, that's just flavor of just like, oh, you're X rank in your Grand Company. You don't have to be a specific rank to do things in the story.
That would be an interesting, like, progression check. Just like, okay, just do a little bit of the Grand Company stuff for us, please.
We need you to be a little higher than a private.
As long as you're not a private, you can do this. Please, just do the things, just so we know that you know how to do it.
Mm.
I'm sorry. I was looking for you, miss, and they said you were looking for the man who left with my parents. You know this girl? So he visited Stone's Throw as well, I see. Did you find the man? Were my parents with him? They were not, I'm afraid. However, I can think of several places they might be. If you'd like, we can go and look for them together. Really? You'd help me look, mister? Of course, but first I must needs finish speaking with my friend. She's telling me a secret, you see, so no one else is allowed to listen. Mayhap you could wait for me by the pillar over there. We require but a moment. Okay, mister, I'll be waiting. I like Alfina.
He's alright.
I'll take
Little up his own ass, but not too bad.
Yeah, you know. I'll take her to the quicksand. Mayhap Momodi will know what to do. A legion of Garleans, an Aether-starved primal, even dealing with an Ascian would be preferable to this charade. Sometimes I fear Minfilia is too ambitious. We rush hither and yon in response to threats as they arise, without concern for the strain it places on our limited resources and ourselves. Mayhap the time has come for a change. Lucia, this is Minfilia. I know this is sudden, but I must ask you to return to Revenant's Toll with all due haste. The situation in the 12's has taken a turn for the worst. I will explain in detail once you arrive.
Well, that's not good.
Why am I talking so much in this segment of the story?
There's reasons. They need you to explain things that only you've heard.
I mean, to be fair, they could have literally just had Alfino pick up too, so he knew what was going on.
Could have. Didn't.
The 12's would. Then the primal threat you spoke of before has been confirmed? I've seen no recent reports, I have received no reports of Ixali activity, which leaves the Sylphs? Go, Lucia. You know as well as I that the appearance of a primal takes precedence over all else. Oh, and when you arrive, do inform the antecedent that I'm grateful for her concern. She needn't fear for my safety. I'm more than capable of protecting myself.
Bitch, you don't even have a carbuncle you can summon yet.
Yeah, I was about to ask. He's technically an Arcanist, right?
Technically an Arcanist, yes.
Does he stay an Arcanist?
For a lot of the stuff. Oh, hey, hello.
You're over there.
Indeed, I thought you would stay over there. There for cutscene stuff. I was wrong.
I teleported. I moved faster than the speed of light.
Shit. So does that mean so does that mean you only lived in darkness? I'll see myself out.
I'm pondering. Is there a ponder emote?
There should be. Yes. It's a face emote.
Well, that's dumb.
I agree.
Okay, here. I don't know. Where am I going?
Yeah, not either. To Revenant's Toll, we have a primal to deal with.
Yeah, Garuda.
That may have been at one point meant to be at an earlier point in A Realm Reborn's main story. Before. Yeah.
I forget what was happening with the Sylphs. I just remember they were all being tempered, but then, like, we never actually saw the primal.
Is he?
Yeah.
In here. Or is it that way?
It's this way.
Okay.
There's a check mark on my map. I will follow my check mark.
Follow the check mark. Don't listen to the dumbass. He's trying to lead you the wrong way.
Egenolf. What the? Oh, simply to die for.
What?
Why have I never seen this check mark before when I've been in Revenant's Toll?
I don't know.
What are you doing, sir?
I think he might be how you learn how to create dice?
In Revenant's Toll?
Yeah?
Can't see that I'm thinking less. Off with you. Alice sent you, did she? I suppose that just happened to mention me contract with Rowena, eh? Sorry, I have no clue what you're talking about.
Don't worry, I didn't either. I just skipped through his dialogue.
I thought you'd be satisfied with my vintage gear. There was a time it practically flew off the shelves, bringing adventurers with tombstones by the bucket. But now, you damn divas are a fickle lot, and apparently none of you will be caught dead in me stuff now. Now I've got Rowena jumping down my throat, clamoring for something new, something the realm ain't heretofore seen. Woman expects too bloody much, I'll tell you. But if I don't fill me contract, she'll have thugs fitting me feet for lead boots. If only I pissed out bright ideas each dawn like it did me ale. Hold your horse, birds. I know you're from somewhere. You're one of them adventurers who started the bloody relic armor movement way back when. What?
Long story short, basically, in level 50 dungeons, you'll get, not necessarily random gear, but, like, you'll get gear that can't be equipped but then you can trade in to certain. I think it's a Forge Sales guy actually, and you can trade it for better stuff. I also don't really know how it works because I've never really paid attention to it or used it.
Interesting. The relic armor
It was
moved way back when, ain't you? As I live and breathe. Tried as I might, and only hells did I try. I wasn't able to recreate the masterworks. There's something about them. A certain quality even the great Aegonulf weren't going to match. I suppose one never truly can rival the classics, eh? Ah, Alice. You sly shrew. That's why you sent this one. I'm pretty sure I picked up this quest in Vesper Bay.
I'd not be surprised.
You wanted her to remind me of the old days when armorcraft was about the armor and not else. Somewhere along the way, I reckon I got caught up in the hurly-burly and lost me way. You know, I reckon it's high time I got back to basics. Focus more on who'll be wearing my gear than the pretty tale on that Makoti selling me the parts. Might be then I can come up with something that'll satisfy old Rowena. Cheers, lass. 'Twas kind of you to stop by. And while you're here, how about I fix up your own set of relic gear? My assistant, Kakalan, here can augment each and every piece. Of course, that's assuming you can bring them proper parts. I ain't run a charity. Don't go forgetting your gear, neither. You may now trade with Kakalan after appropriate augmentation item. You can change it along with artifact armor for augmented artifact armor, which, unlike regular relic armor, can be dyed any color of your choice. Please note that the augmentation item required will vary depending on the artifact armor you wish to exchange.
Wait, this may be something entirely different from what I said it was.
I can dye relic armors now. hey, you know all those relic armors I have? I can dye them now.
Huh.
Yeah, I just talked to Aegonulf right here.
Yeah. I'm looking through all of it. You need to get the augmentations for it to be able to dye it, and I have no idea where you get these augmentations from. Fuck it, I'll look it up while you do story stuff.
Hey, it's a Draken set. That is, in fact, the Draken set. I remember the good old days when the Draken set was the meta for Monster Hunter World. For, like, months.
Same. Oh, do you need... What the hell do you... How does this have to do with it? A master recipe? No. Maybe?
I love how I've confused you with this random quest that I happen to have.
You have no idea how fucking confused I am right now. I am genuinely so confused by this.
Maybe I've taught you something useful that you'll learn to use.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about the fucking,
Where do you get relic armor stuff?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
So you just never did anything having to do with relic armor?
Not for Unreborn, I didn't know.
Okay, well you figure that out. I'm gonna talk to Minfilia.
Okay.
I need to get a new chair. My chair sucks. It's a relief to see you're healthy and hale, Lucia. Latest news from Old Isle was most disturbing. Clearly, the only injury Alfino suffered was to his ego. Doubtless it will heal ere long. The other scions will need to be present for this meeting. If you're ready to begin, I will summon them now. Thank you for responding to my call with such haste. Rest assured I should not have summoned you if it were not urgent. To business, then. I received some disturbing news from the Order of the Twin Adder. There have been reasons to believe the sylphs may have called forth their revered guardian, the primal Ramu.
Ramu.
I'm sorry, may have? Then it's not certain? The Elder Seatsier informed us that the elementals themselves murmur of the Lord of Levin's return to the forest. The Sylphans, however, display no signs of undue commotion. Ramu's the lightning primal, right?
Yeah. Which is why... So, do you remember how when you were first dealing with the Sylphs, and then after you saved their elder, you just kind of got the lightning crystal?
Yeah.
People were thinking that Ramu was supposed to be the second primal you fight in the 20s. That's kind of like the in-between point for Ifrit and Titan.
That would make sense.
And by having beaten Ramu, you would have still gotten the lightning crystal from him, like you got it from Ifrit, like you got the earth one from Titan, and how you got the wind one from
Garuda.
From Garuda, yeah. As for the other two, you just would have gotten them from doing other story stuff. Don't worry about it.
You got the water crystal from Leviathan.
That's not true.
And you got the light crystal from yourself, because Heidelin. And then you got the dark crystal from tearing it out of Dracula's stomach. I'm pretty sure that you did have a crystal already with you, and that was supposed to be a light crystal.
Probably was. I think that was supposed to be the light crystal. But
I don't know. They really did not explain any of that thing, to the point that I completely forgot about it until you just reminded me of it. Where like you were slowly filling out like the elemental crystals in your mind palace. Forgive me, antecedent. But that fact need not contradict the elemental's testimony. Unlike his more bellicose compeers, Garuda and so on, Ramu is reputed to only act in the defense of his children. I imagine he would soon make his presence known if any were foolish enough to directly endanger the sylphs or their territory. The abruptness of this development concerns me. Were we not keeping a close watch on the touched ones and their movements? If preparations for a summoning ritual were indeed underway, it would surely not have escaped your notice. Oh, it didn't. I was pretty sure it was going to happen, just not this soon. I beg your pardon? You foresaw this eventuality and did not prevent it? I told Papa Limo. I suppose I could have reported things to Minfilia earlier, but there honestly wasn't much we could do except wait and see. You know how the sylphs feel about people poking around inside their territory? They already summoned Ramu once right after the calamity, and that was because the Guardians came tramping through the forest. And so long as Castrum Orion stands, the sylphs cannot be blamed for wishing to have their guardian deity on hand. In short, Ida and I are in agreement. The actions of the forest folk were inevitable and unavoidable. And I maintain that observation would have remained the best policy had it not been for the sudden influx of strangers into the Black Shroud. That, alas, we did not foresee. By all accounts, the recent violence in Ul'dah drove numbers of refugees to seek safety under the concealing canopy of the trees. 'Tis like that... Yeah, you know. 'Tis like that the sylphs perceived this panicked migration as yet another invasion and quickened their efforts to summon their god. I am put in mind of Titan and the kobolds once again. It is the affairs of men that have paved the way for a primal's coming. It's almost like that's always the reason.
Yeah, no.
Indeed, one cannot help wonder what manner of place Eorzea would be without the civilizing influence of mankind. Be that as it may, this regrettable development does afford us a unique opportunity. Lucia, through your dealings with the sylphs of Little Solace, you once succeeded in preventing an untimely conflict with Gridania. I wonder, might one who treated the sylphs so fruitfully in the past not achieve similar success with their patron deity? If Ramu can be convinced of our intentions, it may be the first step to breaking the cycle of primal summoning. To be fair, I never thought of that. How sentient are the primals? Because, like, Ifrit seems like he's just a monster. Titan seems like he's mostly just a monster. Garuda seemed like she was kind of smart.
Garuda was also insane.
Well, you know.
I will say, Ramu is kind of the exception in every case that he's in every game. Ramu is typically, like, the wise old man and the most sentient of any of the summons.
Ramu's like a kindly old librarian, but he has a blunderbuss hidden underneath the counter.
A blunderbuss and also a taser.
He has a blunderbuss that shoots
also...
tasers.
I was just about to fucking say that.
I'm pretty sure that's a weapon in Borderlands.
It fucking should be. I'd be disappointed if it wasn't.
I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure the gun I beat Borderlands 1 with was called, like, the Crazy Bitch or something. I'm pretty sure that's the name of the gun that I beat the game with. A fond hope, were such a thing possible, we would not have been at war with the Beastmen since time immemorial. But maybe this time we can... Let's continue this discussion anon. We must needs first consult with the nation most affected by Ramu's presence. The Elder Seer has requested your personal involvement, Lucia. Prepare report to Commander Helwa at the Adder's Nest as soon as you're able.
Get used to French names. They'll be showing up a lot in Heaven's Word.
Steel yourself for the worst. Well, I hope the peaceful resolution... Wow, you mean that Ishgard is based on France? I never would have guessed.
Who'd have thought?
Well, I hope for a peaceful resolution to this matter. Experience suggests that your meeting with the Lord of Leven will prove less than amicable. In such an event, your fellow Scions will, of course, lend you whatever support you require.
So you want some... I think I've given this before, but you want some fun roles that Ramu has filled in previous Final Fantasies?
Really quick, before that, I want to say that the only reason that I knew he was lightning was because he's the Lord of Leven, and the Leven sword.
The only reason you knew he was lightning was
because he's the Lord of Leven, and the Leven sword from Fire Emblem.
Yep.
That's the only reason I know what Leven means.
It's a good way to know it, honestly. So fun roles that. So Ramu hasn't ever been like a super important main character because typically he's just a summon.
Yeah, he's just, like, smart. I don't know. There's no way to really, like, use him effectively for something that's super big like that.
Well, how he works in 6 is that he is the... so Terra's got a kind of crazy thing going on her, and she's special because she gets natural magic. And part of that is that, I guess, spoiler alert, she's half Esper, which means which means that she's half human, half a summon.
Okay.
Half a primal. Don't ask how it worked. It just works.
I'd fuck Leviathan.
I'm aware you would.
No, you aren't. Because it's also not true.
Fair enough. Oh yeah, no, wait, no, you're not Cody or Blake.
Leviathan does have a cool motif, though.
It absolutely does. What the fuck was I saying? Oh, so, but how it worked is that, partway through the game, Terra just kind of goes berserk, flies off somewhere, and Ramu is the one who basically finds her, calms her down, basically by knocking her out. Oh wow, second chance, not bad.
Yeah, I'm like halfway up the thing. I'm assuming that these are locked behind expansions.
I think that's actually the highest you can get.
Really?
Oh no, Captain's the highest you can get.
How do I get to Captain then?
I think that one is at least Heaven's Word.
Fair enough.
But so he plays the role of explaining as lore keeper for a good chunk of 6's story, and then also basically gives the party the ability to summon things and learn magic from them.
He's...
In a world where magic is dead.
He's the wizard guy from Kingdom Hearts that makes you fight a bookcase.
Yeah. Whatever his name is, I don't remember.
I'm actually kind of surprised. The primals aren't in Kingdom Hearts, now that I think about it. They just
It is
aren't.
really weird, yeah.
Like, there's summons and everything, but there's no primals in any capacity.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
I wonder if they're going to touch on that in 4, because they are kind of getting more in the Final Fantasy theme with the new
Mhm.
stuff.
Oh, other thing with it is that, in 9, after Garnet, one of the main characters, gets all of her summons stolen from her, he shows up and is, because she's been terrified of using summons because they're fucking terrifying creatures. Holy shit! Look at the destruction they can cause.
Summons in Final Fantasy 7 remake are actually really fun.
They're great. But like again, just a case of like, look at how much damage they can cause, and she's terrified of that. So Ramu has her. It tells her a story in 5 different parts. 3 of those parts have to be done in an order, but 2 of those parts are a different ending. And the whole idea is that he's trying to teach her, like, just because that things are used in one way does not mean that everything that's tied to it is terrible or miserable. What happens is what's up to the person using that power.
Yeah, power being like good or bad, it just depends on how you use it. It's the same thing with like me being a black mage.
Yeah, power is not good or bad. It's whoever uses it and how it's used. So that's some of the shit that Ramu's done in the story.
Looks at Reaper and most of the reason why I want to play it. Besides just looking cool.
But yeah, that's it. That's kind of like the big things I just want to say with Ramu.
And maybe
I like Ramu.
So that discussion made me realize something, and if this hasn't been a thing yet, I'm gonna be very sad and demand that it be a thing. One of the trials in this game has to be against the Knights of the Round.
I've just got a smile on.
What does that mean? You can't just have a smile on that. Listen, Knights of the Round was the how long was the summon cutscene for that? Like 6 minutes?
A minute, an actual full minute.
I thought that there was like a longer version of it that came out, like for something that like they couldn't put in.
There may have been, but the summon as it is in game is a full fucking minute.
That's still pretty good.
Which is still a long time.
Well, yeah, for just using the summon. To be fair, weren't Knights of the Round the best summon?
It was the hardest summon to get because you had to breed a black chocobo.
Oh yeah, that's great.
I will say, it has I will say that yes, the Knights of the Round are in this game as a fight. I will also say, it's kind of the coolest way they could have translated the Knights of the Round to 14.
Okay, perfect.
In my opinion.
Good to me. Okay, time to talk to Vorsail Hilwa. Oh, also, by the way, in case I randomly vanish, there is lightning outside.
Yeah, I had that going on earlier.
Lieutenant GameC, your arrival has been most anticipated. The appearance of a primal is ever cause for alarm and unease. Though my men stand ready for any eventuality, I know of none more qualified than you to snuff out this threat. Indeed, I would have you do so without delay. The Elder Seer, however, would speak to you first. She is of the opinion that your diplomatic rather than martial skills may better serve our cause. I will leave further explanation to our learned leader. Pray make your way to Nofika's altar. The conjurer in attendance will admit you to the lotus stand.
Nofika.
What?
Nofika.
Nofika. It's close enough.
It is.
I hate my old man stick.
It's really fucking funny though.
It's just like I cut off the Great Deku Tree's grandpa's head.
Seriously, rotten? No.
I gotta wear my best white mage robes to talk to Kane-sama.
You do have to wear, you do have to be in your Sunday best to talk with, the white mage leader.
Wait 1 second. Okay, now I'm ready. I want a thing like this. I want a really shallow pool with some, like, rings cut out of trees to make platforms on it.
That is kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of nice.
It's a really cool place.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so did I tell you I started playing another MMO last night?
Oh boy, which one?
New World.
I've heard of that one.
It's pretty cool. I can use a greatsword, and it kind of... Okay, how do I describe this? You know how people, like, talk about MMOs that are like, oh, this is like no MMO you've ever seen before, and then it's just kind of like every other MMO?
So you mean every MMO?
Yeah. So, like, for this one, they don't really say that, but it kind of is. It's kind of very, very different feeling, because it's all, so all MMOs are, like, live combat, but it's usually, like, point-and-click stuff. No, like, swinging, and if you're close enough, you hit. Like, it's combat that feels almost like Dark Souls in a way, if that makes sense. But just, like, if Dark Souls wasn't as much about, like timing and learning patterns as much as it was just, like, how many times can I hit this thing before it's going to hit back and I need to dodge through it.
Huh.
Yeah, so, like, it's an MMO that, as far as I can tell so far, if you play the game good, you don't have to take damage.
Which is pretty impressive.
It's kind of cool. And also there's a fuck ton of weapons. So yeah, that's what I was doing last night. As well as I also beat Only Up, and I also played several hours of Minecraft Sky Factory. What am I doing with my life?
Having fun. It sounds like.
Okay. Hey, Kane-sama.
Scions of the Seventh Dawn, on behalf of the people of Gridania, I bid you welcome. Your presence is of great comfort to us all in these days of uncertainty.
I really feel like they could just make the Bajali like a race and just say like, hey, if you play the White Mage storyline, it's going to be a little bit weird. Right? I feel like they could just do that.
Wrong. I don't disagree with you.
It's like, hey, just so you know, the game the game for White Mage assumes you are not a Bajali.
Mm-hmm.
I summoned you here to share tidings of a most urgent nature. But a short while ago, the great elemental spoke, and his voice was clarion in its intensity. Ramu is returned unto the forest. Scarce had his words ceased to echo in mine ears when we were visited by an emissary from Little Solace. Our guest informs us that the sylphs too have sensed the presence of the Lord of Levin.
I would assume the Beastmen would sense the presence of their own primal, yes.
One would hope.
Exact whereabouts remain unknown. We may safely assume that the primal was summoned within the heart of the Sylphlands.
To be fair, there's nothing stopping, like, humans from just summoning Ifrit, right? It's just they don't worship Ifrit, so they wouldn't summon him. Right?
Is nothing stopping humans from summoning for it? It's just that they don't what?
Just that, like, they don't worship him, so, like, they wouldn't. But, like, if they wanted to, there's nothing stopping humans from doing that, right?
Not necessarily, no.
Yeah, because, like, all of the beast tribes, like, have their primal that they worship, but they're not necessarily locked to summoning just that one. That's just the one they summon, because that's the one they worship.
Mm-hmm.
I missed these little onion heads.
Unlike the other primals you have encountered, Lord Ramu is no raging avatar of destruction. He is revered as much for his wisdom as his strength, serving as both arbiter and guardian
yes.
to his children.
Sylphs.
Given that we and the
Did you not know what I was talking about?
It took me half a minute.
It is my hope that this sagely immortal will be amenable to reason, and that conflict may be avoided.
I don't know what's more concerning, the fact that took you half a minute, or the fact that you didn't just ask me what I meant.
Blessed as you are,
I'm used to some of your silly names.
you are one of the few among us who may commune with a primal without fear of influence. I would ask, therefore, that you represent us in this most delicate of negotiations. The Twelveswood has suffered enough. Upon this, we and the Sylphs, and I would venture Lord Ramu himself, are
God, there's so much thunder.
let us not endanger our shared.
I'm pretty sure my mic can also pick it up, so that's concerning.
I just say I don't know if it's your mic, but I definitely hear something. It sounded like you were like moving your mic over anything else.
Nope, I haven't moved my mic at all.
Ah.
Nod. Fucking old man on my shoulder.
Thanks.
I love how they very clearly did not want to get a voice actor for the Sylph.
Pray make
Well, they're just, you know.
solace then.
Just kind of floating
Just-
around and making movements.
Order of the Twin Adder awaits you there.
It is pretty
He
funny.
will advise you on how to find the Lord of Levin. An ill wind blows through the forest.
My staff's looking right at me.
It is not only the Twelveswood that flinches at its
You
coming.
should kill them all.
The lands Vayorsia shiver in
Please don't voice it.
anticipation. How
Okay.
Old Gridania. I should just start, like, pronouncing all of the, like, place names completely wrong.
Just to do it.
Yeah, just to do it. I definitely don't want to be a healer for a trial I'm not familiar with, right?
True.
I've got to be a DPS, so I don't have to care about anything.
Well, there you go.
And specifically a ranged DPS, so I don't have to stand next to the thing.
Also fair. You still have a little bit before you get to it, though.
Yeah, it's fine. I just switched to White Mage to be nice to Kane-sama.
Mhm.
I've gone so far into their territory so many times just for my hunting log. I don't think they care about me being there anymore. It's like, oh, Lucy's doing another hunting log, I'm sure. Come to kill our mushrooms? Great. The king lives? Why do I have so many random things now? The king lives. Oh, that's Moogalmog. Wait,
Yep.
why is it a check mark?
Because all that is unlocking the extreme version of the fight.
But if it's a check mark, doesn't that mean that I already accepted the first part of it, and that's the end of it?
Yes.
When did I do that?
I think pretty shortly after you
Just
did
at
it.
the end of the first one?
Yeah. And, or at least, or towards the end of the stream in which you did it.
I could look up. Let's hash things out, buddy. Oh, I knew you'd come. At least I was hoping, Koopa. Not long ago, I had a stern word with Mogulsguard about the dangers of turning pleasant fairy tales into disturbing reality, but they insisted that the intimidating force that is good King Moogalmog the 12th, may his scepter of judgment ever command our respect, is exactly the sort of savior we need. The Mogulsguard are afraid, Koopa. Afraid of how the force has changed, afraid of the never-ending conflict, afraid that we Moogles have no place in this new world. Nobody can even see us. I am scared of those things, too. But the thought of unleashing a royal menace upon the 12 scares me even more, Koopa. Please, you must deal with them firmly before this goes too far. A measured thrashing, of course, nothing too brutal. You can enter Thorn March here, through the terror I've made in the ward. Take care, good fortune, and in the meantime, I'll let the others know that the great King Mugglemog XII, may his reign end with minimal bloodshed, will be vacating his throne, Koopa. I really like Muggles in this game. They're just neat. They're just little cats. Little cats with giant baubles on their heads.
You know.
Okay, Thorn March Extreme is now accessible. I feel really bad for Gridani having to deal with... You said 4 primals, if you include Mugglemog?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah, Gerudo... Or...
Gerudo.
Garuda... Ramu... and Mugglemog and one other that I don't know about.
And actually, thinking about it, it really is just 3, because the other one I'm thinking about is technically a Corothan one.
Yeah, but Korthus doesn't, like, do anything ever.
Well, I mean...
I want this dance.
I don't know how you get it.
Dances sprightly for... I think that's part of a quest that I have to do. I might have that dance, actually. Lieutenant GameC, I was told to expect you. I understand you go to treat with the Primal Ramu himself. An unenviable task, but one for which I have no doubt you are well suited. I've been told that your fellow Scions are conducting an investigation of the area as we speak, that we might ascertain the location where the Lord of Leven might be found. I would ask that you abide here until they return with their findings. Oh, whoops. I accidentally hit decline.
So, this next quest
Leven and
had a lot cut out from it.
Yeah, you think? This guy looks like a goddamn nerd.
So, here's the thing. You had like 2 or 3 other quests you had to do before you saw him.
Yeah.
And then, that whole time, there was a mini game that you were playing where you had to basically try to figure out, because you'd be going into like the deeper part of the 12's Wood, and you'd have to try to figure out who of your companions were the selves disguising themselves as.
That's really cool.
However, the catch with that was that you could not be on a mount, and you had old stealth, which means you could only walk, and you had to like cover a lot of the 12's Wood just walking. I may be misremembering that part. You might have been able to like run and move normally, but I do not believe you could have gotten on a mount.
As long as you weren't stuck in stealth walk, then that would be so fun. I would love that.
It was kind of silly, but I also understand why they cut it out. It was kind of just...
No, you go.
I was saying, it was kind of just a waste of time for nothing really to come of it, really.
It was the thing to come of it was a really cool sequence. Anyways, so the thing that I was gonna say is that I should make a D&D character who has who's like a wizard, and he has a really, really long beard, and he like braids his beard in a certain way so that he can just like slot books into the side of it. Just like hold books just like in this giant like beard braid. And then he swings his head and he hits you with it like a flail.
You know.
I was told that a messenger would be sent as soon as your fellow Scions finish their investigation. I do not imagine it will be much longer. This one returns. and returns with good tidings. Wise ones have finished searching, and have wisely identified the precise location where the touched ones summoned Lord Ramu. Your timing is impeccable, my fluttery friend. Might you be so kind as to escort this good woman to her fellow scions? It would be this one's pleasure, walking one. Please come, please come with this one. I appreciate how little and pathetic their wings look. Leviathan, Leviathan. Hey, does Ramu have good music?
Ramu has pretty good music, in my opinion. Not as rock heavy as or not as like overtly rock as Leviathan's is, but it's pretty good.
You mean that the old man can't rock?
Well, his is. You'll see. You'll see.
Oh, whoops, I passed it. Hey, Mashio. Wise ones have ventured deep, deep within the Selflands. These ones must proceed carefully, and keep an eye out for touched ones. Okay. I don't know how necessary that was.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, Self-Bonded saw me. Attack!
Oh no.
I got poisoned.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Okay. This one is most sorry, but this one can go no farther. Draw too close to Lord Ramu, and this one may turn mean and nasty like touched ones. And so this one must say farewell for now. Walking one will find wise ones not far from here. Go to south. Go in safety, walking one. Okay, you jerk. It's not even worth casting the thunder. See, I do still like how the sylphs are all named after like how do I say
You
it?
should talk to everybody before you talk to Papomio.
Like mouth things, like sigh, scream, shriek.
Sounds that people make.
Yeah, sounds. That's the word I was thinking of, not mouth things. Hey, Ida. So, Thancred is Thancred, but Papalimo is Papalimo, Ishtola is Ishtola, and you are you, right? Oh, that's easy enough to remember. This one's name is Ida, in case Walking One was wondering. Joke, I'm joking. Ah, there you are. It is you, isn't it? Ow! Motherfuckers!
I'll be there in a minute.
They're really
I'm
mad.
just helping the 789th Order of Kobolds to actually get a fucking backbone.
I failed the fate that I wasn't taking a part in.
Oh, that sucks.
Bitch. Don't ask. Suffice to say, we had something of a situation here.
Central Shroud or is that North Shroud? I'm trying to remember.
It is very far in the north. Or it's very far in the East Shroud.
East Shroud.
See, I knew it was the East Shroud, but you only gave me Central and North, so I got confused for a second. Hey, Papalima. So, it's actually you. I'm relieved. For a moment, I thought we were dealing with another one of those confounded sylph tricksters. I swear, with them wreaking havoc and their skin-changing magics, it's a wonder I was able to finish taking my measurements. Yes, it was quite the ordeal. You should have seen the look on Ishtar's face when the one impersonating you suddenly showed up. That's quite enough, Papalimo. I've gotten so stuck between the way that they said it, or between the way they said it first and I've been saying it to the way that you keep saying it.
Mm.
Papalimo versus Papalmio. Papalimo. Wait, what? Wait, how do you say it?
Papalimo? Papalmio? I change it right now in the day. I'll be fucking real.
Okay,
I
it's
don't
definitely
remember.
not Papalmio, because the Y is before the M.
Yes.
Okay, I give up.
Good, you should.
Ahem, my apologies. It's not like me to ramble so. That's Ariage's job. At any rate, as I was saying, I finished measuring etheric activity in the area, and I'm pleased to say I've reached an indisputable conclusion. To wit, that Ramu was called forth in the vicinity of the Sylph Satherite. Wow, who would have guessed?
You know, right?
Come, Lucia, the Lord of Eleven awaits. How is that not the first place we looked?
Great question. Hello.
Bad Violet Screech. Die. You gave me a diagnosis.
Indeed, your diagnosis is that you will live.
Oh, what's that skit from yesterday?
You have 1 year to live. Ha! Says you.
Not that one. It's the one where it's like you're fine, but the diagnosis is death. I forget what it was.
Good news. You're not. Let's see. I hereby find you not guilty. Hereby find you guilty of nothing. The punishment is death.
That one. Yeah, that one. It wasn't diagnosis. It was a verdict. The SDF movie's so good. Servant of Heidelin. So I've said this before. Being somebody who has Echo essentially means that you are kind of tempered by Heidelin.
Yes.
Okay. Because I feel like I said that to you once and you said not really.
I probably did at one point, but you are effectively tempered by Heidelin. You're just lucky Heidelin is somebody who lets you have autonomy and free will.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the reason why we can't be tempered by the other primals, is because they can't over-temper somebody who's already tempered.
I will say, too, the Echo will get more explanation as time goes on.
Wow, it will? With the Asians and everybody? Never.
Yeah, I know, right? Who'd have thought?
Dracula. Ramu kind of talks like Dracula.
Well, I mean, just imagine Dracula with a beard. You've got Ramu.
Ramu, you're just like a dude. I don't know what else to say. You're just like a guy. You wanna like... You wanna like go out for coffee or something?
Well, I mean, that's always kind of the thing about Ramu, is that he's always just been a guy.
I am Ramu, guardian of the children of the forest. Thou tramplest upon sacred soil, bringer of light. By what right doth man intrude in this sanctuary of the sylphs?
You kind of have to trample on soil to, you know, walk, Ramu, I have to say.
Yeah, you know. Where's my trombone?
Their words are born of delusion, thine offer an insult. Thou speakest hard, yet carest naught for my children's desires. They did but wish to dwell beneath these boughs in solitude. Yet even that was too much to ask of man. Thus did they turn to me for succor. The sentence I pronounce upon thy kind is just.
He is also known as the judge of the Eidolons, if you couldn't tell.
Never call them Eidolons ever again.
Too bad.
It's Eidolon.
Okay, Eidolon, excuse me.
Or Eidolon. Either one works. But it's definitely not Eidolon.
It is in Final Fantasy universe.
It definitely is in Final Fantasy 13, and it made me mad when I played that game too.
I think they also call them Eidolons in 12 as well.
All blame doth lie within darkness that resideth in the breast of man. Whence sprung this calamitous seed? In the beginning no such duality existed, for light and dark given form when man was born. It would explain much. Not least why strife and sorrow follow ever in thy wake.
Ramu, you've got no fucking idea what you're talking about. I don't mean that in a bad way. You've just got no idea what you're talking about.
He's the smart guy.
He is, but this is the one thing where, we'll say that a lot of future retconning,
Fair enough.
or future implementation, I should say, comes into play.
Thou bearest the crystal which I bestowed upon my wayward charges, that they should entrust so precious a gift to thee. Thou standest apart from thy kin. Thou art the bringer of light. Aye, there is something more in thee. Very well. I shall consider thy proposal. Shouldst thou survive my trial. If thou wouldst champion the cause of harmony, I must have proof that thou art fit to play the role. Wither mine ire, and prove to me thereby that thou hast strength enough to stay the darkness which threateneth to consume thee. Yet if thou shouldst be found wanting, know that all men shall perish in the storm of my judgment. Come to me, bringer of light. I shall await thee on the field of battle.
That was pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Ramu is a cool fucking dude.
Urianger, it is rare indeed to find you so far from a tome.
What the fuck are you doing here, smart guy?
The Lord of Levin himself. Never till this day had I looked upon his visage, save in painted renderings made faint by time. Never shall this scene remain etched in my mind's eye. Beg pardon, my lady. I must beg thine aid on a point of research. If thou art resolved to face Lord Ramu, I would ask thy leave to observe the event.
The striking tree heart is now accessible. Are we gonna fight Frankenstein?
I guess, technically.
That one's blasting tree, isn't it?
Yes.
Close enough. Okay, you ready to fight? You ready to fight? You ready to beat up an old man?
Oh, absolutely, I'm ready to beat up an old man. Let's fucking kill him.
Okay, what do I need to know about this before we do? Oh, hey, this is a mini person trial.
Yeah.
What do I need to
Just
know
look
about
at
this?
when ads phase. Oh, also, if you see somebody running towards you. Oh, alright, I guess that guy's getting it. If you see somebody running towards you with an AoE, stay by that person.
Stat.
Or like, because, Christian, if you see somebody running towards you and you have a status called chaos where you're just like stuck in place,
Yeah.
don't panic, or don't be like, why the fuck are they doing that? getting struck by a second lightning bolt will bring you out of chaos.
Oh.
So I guess also, if I happen to get the status, which might happen because it's more or less random who gets it, if I remember correctly, and you get like an AoE or lightning bolt around you, you can use ethereal manipulation to get to me, and yeah, the if you get a thunderstorm AoE, that attack he just did.
Okay. And what was the first thing that you were saying?
It's just tied to that.
Okay. And flare.
So, like, if you get an AoE, I need you to run to me and hit me with another AoE. Okay, that works too, because I guess a random one just spawned nearby me.
Okay.
Yeah, because I got hit by Chaos Strike, which is the thing that will, inflicts terror on you, I realized is the status. Alright, now kill the ads.
Oh yeah, you were saying something about ad phase.
Yeah, kill them.
Okay,
Kill them and avoid the lightning lines that you see.
Oh. I like his music.
It's very good. It's very different from the others that we've had so far, but it's very, very good.
Ow. I don't know if I just did a lightning line or not.
You did.
Okay, I didn't see
purple.
it.
It's the purple. It's the purple lines.
Yeah, I saw them before. For some reason, I didn't see that one.
All right, and now this is gonna hurt.
Ow.
High Judgment Bolt.
Oh my god.
Oh, that didn't hurt at all.
Whoops.
Oh, right. Rolling Thunder. I don't remember how... I actually don't remember how Rolling Thunder works. Oh, I'm terrored. Alright, these guys got me.
Okay. I see what you're talking about with this music. It's very odd.
Oh, god damn it. Fucking Chaos Strike again. Alright, so if you get a Thunderstorm AoE... Oh, nope, I'm standing in one, I guess. Yeah, it's very different from, like...
It fits. I like it.
Me too. I think of the Realm Reborn primals that have a minimal presence in the main story, this one is my favorite. We haven't gotten to my favorite one yet.
Okay, so can I point out something?
Mm-hmm.
Besides just clearing the ads that one time, I completely ignored all the mechanics in that fight and nothing happened.
Yep.
Okay.
That's ramen. That's why I said that there's like really only two things, and as you could tell, you didn't even really need to worry about one of those. One of
Yeah,
those
the
two
lightning
things.
strike thing I was trying to pay attention to, but I was also trying to, like... It was the same problem as with Leviathan, where I was remembering how to play Black Mage. But also, like, none of it was obvious or actively dangerous enough for me to care, if that makes sense.
I get ya.
I have taken thy measure, bringer of light.
I have taken my measure. You suck. I wanted to win.
I have taken thy measure. If you had lost, I would have actually respected you a little more for letting an old man like me win. What the fuck, my guy?
I have taken your measure. You are a C cup.
The task excising the
Uh.
sin that hath taken root in man's
A what?
heart is time.
Don't worry about it.
Shrink not from employing thy strength in service to the forest and the wider realm beyond.
You know what? I won't.
Like hungering shadows do the enemies of harmony gather, and meekness will but feed them. If man is to be delivered from the dark, it shall be by thy guiding light alone. Stray not from the path, for if thou dost, thy people shall be truly.
I'm sure that's not a bad sight or anything.
That's a lot to put on me, dude.
Yes, well, you're the only one I can trust with it, so deal with it.
Maybe you're just a curmudgeon old man. Like, people are fine.
Thou hast slain the Lord of Levin. A regrettable act, but a necessary one. In witnessing thy struggle, the truth hath been revealed unto me. If I mistake not, it may yet prove a chink in the eternal armor of the Assyrians. But let us conclude our present business. I shall expound upon my findings at
A kink in the
rising
armor.
suns anon.
Nod. I forget, what was the thing we found out about the Assyrians? Like, we realized that we can kill them.
We realized that the stuff with the Sahagin priest was very similar, and Leviathan, that what was going on with that was very similar to what was going on with Assyrians, and specifically La Habrea's ability to possess people.
Oh yeah, and so we realized that we can kill an Assyrian if we absorb them into a primal.
We figured out that we can kill an Assyrian, or at least figure out, or at least get closer to figuring out how to kill an Assyrian.
If it bleeds,
If
we
we
can kill
can-
it.
Pretty much.
Gods don't
And we
bleed.
found out that, in fact, they do bleed.
Gods don't bleed, but we can still kill those.
You know. Regardless,
When do you...
that was, oh, that's just for the ceremony of whatever. Get what it's called. I don't recommend looking into it at the moment. It's not really that important.
Snarl.
What is this fucking animation? I'm not gonna be able to see it again for another 2 minutes.
Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Lieutenant GameC, you have returned. Dare I ask how Ramu received your visit? He challenged you to a test of arms? It is well now, then, that you have some experience in such matters. The peoples of both Gridania and Little Solos will be relieved to hear the Lord of Levin has accepted you as the Forest Champion of Peace. You have performed a monumental duty this day, Lieutenant GameC. The Elder Seats here must be informed of your deeds at once. What little gods are made of. The Elder Seats here will wish to hear of your experiences firsthand. Pray return to Gridania and make directly for the Lotus Stand. The Conjurer and Nofika's altar will be expecting you. Fare you well, Lieutenant GameC.
Alright. Okay, so I know what happens now at the end of this one.
See, I do find it cool that your own company always, like, refers to you by your correct rank.
It's pretty nice.
I don't get this much respect over at the Brass Blades or the Maelstrom.
Almost like you don't work for them.
They should still be respected. I saved the world like 5 times now.
Come on now, you haven't even saved the world. You've only saved half of it.
I've saved Eorzea, which to us is basically the world.
Not even the entirety of the continent. Ishgard still has its fucking millennial-long war going on.
Well, that's because they're fighting dragons and they're idiots.
Now that part is very true.
And I thought that you were about to say, now that part is wrong, and I legitimately had to wonder whether I missed something in that, because it's definitely true.
Especially the idiots part. There are a handful of pretty cool ones, though.
Well, yes, of course there are, but also they've been fighting dragons for a million years. They need to, like, give it up.
What if I told you that they literally couldn't, and it basically is now also a war for their own survival?
I don't know, we could, like, kill the dragons. I don't know, it's not that hard. I'm a dragoon. I'm literally made to kill dragons.
Tell that when one of Bahamut's brethren is the one leading the charge against them.
That's fine, I'll kill Bahamut too. Tiamat!
No, but she does show up.
Okay. The only brethren
Alright.
of Bahamut that I know of is Tiamat.
Indeed, they add a few more in this game.
Oh, is that Midgardstormer?
Not quite.
Damn it. That's the only other dragon I know the name of.
I will say though, you're kind of getting onto the right track.
What the hell is another
I'm not saying
dragon
shit
name?
more than I'm not saying shit more than that.
What's the name of a dragon that I know?
I guess technically Vritra.
Yeah,
the reason I
Vritra.
say that is because of the only reason I say that is because of Grand Order.
Yeah, Vritra and Alduin and Parthenax. I know those ones.
I'm pretty sure those are copywritten.
And I don't know, Abraxas. That's a dragon name sometimes. Am I on the right track?
Oh, I think Albion's also a dragon name.
Oh yeah, Albion. That's the Yu-Gi-Oh dragon.
And I think also it's just the name of a dragon.
I'm pretty sure that all of Albas's forms are just like classical dragon names in some way.
I wouldn't be too surprised by that.
Rindbrum. I forget the other ones. I remember Albion and Rindbrum.
Fuck, I know that's more than I remember.
Welcome back to welcome back, Honored Scion. We who know your mission have been most anxious to see you return. The Elder Seed here awaits you within. Do you think that Kane-sama likes the fact that there's a little wind-up version of her following me?
And none the worse for
Oh,
bearing the
I
heavy
should be
burden
weirded out about it.
press upon
Good thing I changed to it specifically to meet her then.
Most glad am I of this. I am informed that your efforts to negotiate a peace with Lord Ramu ended in conflict. Pray tell me.
It was conflict, but it was like consensual conflict, so that's alright.
Look, I understand that, we came to mortal blows over it, but, we agreed that we would come to mortal blows over it. It's fine.
Well, see, it was fine to come to mortal blows over it, because either I won and I killed the Primal, and, like, Primals can't really die, so that's fine. Or, if he won, he killed me, and that's not fine, but at that point he chooses to be evil anyways. So it doesn't matter.
And then we all kind of fucking die, so...
Exactly, so it was... Even though it came to mortal blows, there was nothing wrong with it, which I love.
I fear there is truth to his claim. It is the darkness within us that attracts the darkness.
Oh, please, everything has darkness in it. Calm down.
But darkness bad.
Remember Kingdom Hearts? People don't fear darkness, they fear what hides inside of it.
I actually don't remember that.
That's from the... I'm pretty sure that's from near the end of the first game. I think Mickey says it.
Of course Mickey would be the one to fucking say it.
Yeah. Yeah. But, like, it's true. Like, people don't fear darkness as a concept. They fear things that hide inside of it. They fear things that use it as a mantle.
Indeed.
I guess I'm pretty sure that was Kingdom Hearts 1.
Cannot be denied
It might be Kingdom Hearts 2.
searching follows
It was one of the Kingdom Heartses.
For evidence, one need only look to the conflict brewing in Cartanel, or to the rising flood of refugees. Our shared struggle against the Empire should have served to seal our union. Yet the ties which bind the Alliance strain under the weight of gross self-interest.
Just... Okay. Kane-senna. I just gotta take her by the shoulders and shake her a little bit and be like, let's just bomb the Syndicate. That won't cause any political problems at all. I promise you. Everyone will be happy about it.
I hate to break it to you, that would cause a few political problems.
It would cause an all-out war, but also, I don't think anybody would actually have a problem with the Syndicate specifically.
Okay, addendum. It wouldn't just cause a political problems. It would also cause banking problems. They all kind of are major players in a lot of the currencies for Eorzea.
Hey, Robon, how much do you know about numbers?
Oh,
Okay.
You can ask him that.
Okay. I just like the idea that he just didn't answer, and it's like, okay, well, yep. Okay, we need a different idea.
See, and I say don't ask him that. I mean that more in just the sense of like, he's probably lost count of the number of people he's killed.
he has too much to do. He's a very busy man.
Yep. He really is.
They really could make Grid Shielder a class and just like make that be Robon. He has the giant shield over his entire like left arm.
That's just a cape.
No, he has like a giant gauntlet with like a big pauldron.
That's just a cape.
That's
not a shield.
Well, okay, have you like looked at it? Because I've been staring at it during some cutscenes. Like, it's a giant pauldron, like the size of a shield.
I know what you're talking about. That is his cape.
He has a cape too, but he has a pauldron over the cape.
That's not a shield, then. That's just a pauldron.
Well, yes, but okay. The point is, a pauldron is just a shield for your shoulder. And it's the size of a shield. And it looks like a shield. It's a pauldron, but it's a shield.
I'm not going to argue with this anymore.
I'm gonna fucking argue about you with this. Okay, listen. It's just a shield. It's just a shield. It's just like how a helmet is just like a shield for your forehead, basically. Okay, let me put it like this. If you took a shield and you... shut the fuck up. If you took a shield and you welded it to the top of a helmet, it might be a helmet now, but it's still a shield. If Robon has a giant shield taped to his shoulder, I'm gonna call it a shield, even if it's a pauldron now. Okay?
All right, fair enough.
I hate you so much. Kane-senna, please keep talking.
As the scars of the calamity begin to fade, so too does our sense of common purpose. Yet now is scarce the time to forget our shared responsibility. If this new-sprung realm is to survive beyond its infancy, it must needs be nurtured by all. Eorzea must be as one. Yet I fear that dream is still far off. On behalf of the people of Gridania and the elementals both, I thank you for all that you and your fellow scions have done. Full oft have I been compelled to look to you for aid of late, and offered all too little in return. As leader of this nation, I shall endeavor to prove a more worthy ally to your cause henceforth. Lord Ramu has departed, yet the keening of this ill wind grows no less insistent. Voices of the forest, pray speak and I shall listen. What unseen evil begets this unease in my heart?
Well, that's not concerning at all.
No. Why would it be concerning?
Yeah, Papalymo. Thus ends another daunting mission, eh, Lucia? I'd hoped Lord Ramu would be persuaded with words alone, but nonetheless, I can only admire the adroitness with which you responded to the primal sudden challenge. I need to... Give me a second. Adroitness. I'm not looking it up. I'm doing something very specific, because I learned that Nyx knows, like, every word in the world, and I want to see if he offhand knows what adroitness means.
Fair enough. Assuming that he's awake at this point in time.
Of course he fucking is. And it seems that Oriange, too, was pleased with the outcome. What say you, Lucia? Shall we gather back at the Rising Stones and ponder the lessons of the day?
You have
sure thing, buddy.
about...
I have about what?
You have 5 quests before you are into what I would consider to be the transition point going into Heaven's Word.
Ah, okay.
Because like I consider like the 2.3, like the 0.3s to be like the end of the current expansion story, and the 0.4 is starting to lead into the next expansion.
What expansion is the most current one for Endwalker?
0.4.
Oh.
And I'll also be honest, Endwalker's a little weird because Endwalker's also kind of the end of the story that's been set up in The Realm Reborn.
Yeah, they're starting a new saga, like how the Xehanort saga is over in Kingdom Hearts, so they're starting another trio of games.
As far as I know, pretty fucking much.
So have you heard about that? How, like, apparently it's been planned for a relatively long time that, like, Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, and then, like, all of their sub-games are the first saga it's called the Xehanort Seeker of Darkness saga, and apparently there's supposed to be 3 sagas.
How the fuck are they gonna keep up ideas
three
for
games.
3 different sagas? How the fuck are they gonna do that?
3 sagas, each with 3 main games and a bunch of sub-games.
I hate that. I hate this franchise.
That's apparently the case. I heard it a while ago, and I don't remember where, so it might be wrong, but I remember definitely hearing it and 100% believing it.
See, that's the thing. I also 100% believe it because Disney and Square Enix really liked money.
So I do definitely know that the Seeker of Darkness saga is, like, a thing, and they are doing a new saga now. I don't remember the exact source for the, like, there's going to be 3 of them, each with 3 games thing.
Again, I wouldn't be too surprised. But also, goddammit, I hate this. I hate this goddamn franchise.
They did kind of very much just, like, solve the problem of Kingdom Hearts in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like, they have definitely made a very self-contained thing and just have a couple, like, sequel hooks, and that's it. So, like, yeah, starting a new saga with a new, like, main overarching thing happening would be cool.
It'd be pretty nice, yeah.
Welcome back, Lucia. Word of your momentous encounter with Lord Ramu precedes you. I would fain share news of mine own, but Uriange's discoveries must take precedence. Upon witnessing your defeat of the Lord of Leven, our learned companion was struck with profound insight regarding the nature of the Asian's immortality. Let us assemble and discuss his observations together. You know, I love getting $600 for doing this. Why did they even give you money for doing these? Like, why just give you 600? Why not give you either none or more?
Everyone is ready. Let us begin.
Fuck if I know.
Give me $1 million for every story quest I have to do.
Okay, but like, I'd be okay with that.
Hey, have you ever heard of inflation?
Yes.
As all here assembled now know, in its final hours as our Order's headquarters, the waking sands did play host to a most unexpected visitor. I speak of the Asian clad in white, Elidibus.
Elidibus.
Unwelcome though his presence was, his words that day did serve to confirm a truth long suspected, that the Asians are eternal beings, to whom physical destruction is as a temporary inconvenience.
What happened to La Brea? He's just out and about still, right?
I don't know about still, yeah. We haven't killed him.
We just
Killed him, but he's out there.
we just knocked him out of Thancred.
Mm-hmm.
In the intervening time, Urianger and I have striven to discover a means by which the Ascians might...
Thought this area had its own theme.
And 'tis my belief that we have found the thread that will allow us to unravel the twisted skein of their existence.
Skein? I don't think that's right, Urianger. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be Skeen. I don't think it's Skein at all.
Oh, fuck if I know.
As somebody who crochets, I have always said Skeen, and I've always heard people pronounce it Skeen. I have never heard Skein.
In the moments prior to Leviathan's most recent manifestation, the Sahagin elder who summoned him was observed to undergo some manner of ascension. The etheric readings taken by Yashtola at the time of this transfiguration...
Yashtola? Okay, Urianger is just bad at pronouncing things.
Yes.
Yashtola.
Yes! Holy fuck!
The disruption to the flow of ether was sudden and dramatic. So tangible was the agitation, I scarce had need of my goggles.
The significance of Yashtola's readings might better be understood in the context of mine own, taken at the instant of the Lord of Levin's demise. Unlike the Primal, the Sahagin was not subject to etheric dissipation.
Before discussing our new discoveries, it may benefit us all to recall what we know of etheric behavior.
Sam? Okay, Cat. Oh, okay, Cat.
Is he okay?
Yeah. He was doing that thing where he started walking, but he, like, wanted to sneeze. But he wanted to walk more, so every step he took, he did a tiny sneeze.
Let us begin at what some might call the end.
Interesting.
When we
Yes, the summary of how Ascians work.
Our spirits dissolve into the flow of ether and are returned to the ethereal realm. In turn, the restless energy which suffuses that plane streams back into our world, giving rise to new life.
"'Tis as the heavens did decree, the way of all mortal souls.
I like this, like,
This
lesson
world
time.
and the next do the ethereal currents swirl, bearing the very essence of life. Thus doth the cycle of birth...
Yeah. Look, we gotta make sure that, we understand and kind of the big points of what we're trying to get across for dealing with an Ascian.
Okay, can I say this? If literally every time they released an expansion, they literally just did this with Minfilia and Urianger, I would probably never forget anything about the story ever. Just like every expansion, they just like put out a several hour-long video of these two talking about it.
You know what? I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that for some of the stuff.
Primals behave somewhat differently. In order to manifest and then maintain a physical presence in this realm, they must consume vast quantities
I'm gonna say, but
most often in the form of crystals. Though they may seem to live, their flesh is but ether-given shape.
Interesting. Primals don't need crystals to be brought forth. Crystals are just the easiest way to do it because they're pure ether.
Mm-hmm.
Should I keep that in mind?
It's something to at least bear in mind for now.
Okay. Okay.
And it is also important to remember that they need to be pure crystals rather than elemental crystals.
The essence of its form seeps back into the land whence it came, and the energy of its shattered spirit is called back to the ethereal realm.
And there it waiteth, till next the prayers of the faithful do draw it forth from the sea of ether, to take their offering of crystals and make for itself a new body.
I could become a primal.
On to the third group, the so-called immortals. They exist in a manner all their own.
It's not impossible. I'll say that. It is not impossible.
Even as the Sahagin elder fell to the Admiral's musket shot.
That's not a musket.
The release of an ethereal cloud, which immediately...
Ishtola, please pause for a second. That was not a musket. Ishtola, I don't think... Do you know what a musket is?
No, she doesn't.
It was a pistol. It was like a flintlock pistol.
Yes.
Like, I could maybe buy it being a weird sawed-off shotgun, but it was definitely not a musket.
It was definitely not a musket.
God damn it.
A soul that dissipateth not upon the death of the flesh.
Soul that dissipated not on the death of the flesh. Give me 1 second.
Lead.
Nyx does not know what adroitness means.
Huh.
Thank you. You're the best. Love you. Back to streaming. Dumbass game now. As I closed my phone, I just saw three question marks pop up. Poor Nyx.
Of life everlasting, and in the claws of a Sahuagin no less. But I wonder, what would happen?
He's allowed to be confused every once in a while.
Should there be no
He's confused every time he talks to me.
I know that feeling.
What would happen if one of these plasma spheres...
If mortal death entails a return to the ethereal realm, it seems doubtful that the soul of an immortal would venture there.
Nay, it merely withdraweth the distance, unto the shore of the ethereal sea, perchance, but no further.
Yes, it exists in neither this realm nor the next, abiding instead in the space that lies between them. The Ascians took control of Thancred by means of a crystal of darkness, an artifact which, if our theories are correct, serves as a gateway to the place I have just described.
I was hoping people had forgotten about that.
Hey guys, who turned off the lights? Where did we get this projector?
I am
What
sorry.
pray tell even is a projector?
It's a special type of crystal that makes light happen.
For a mercy,
Sounds like
the
witchcraft.
road of our research
Wow, you think?
brought us unto an answer.
I never would have thought a crystal would be witchcraft.
The Sahuagin ascended to an immortal state, but he did not possess a crystal of darkness through which to flee this realm. Thus was he consumed by Leviathan.
Who would have thunk?
So you just take their crystal of darkness so they can't reform. This is just a lich.
If we could entrap the spirits of defeated
Kinda.
humans in like manner, and thereby deny them resurrection,
I can't even say that that's necessarily wrong. That's kind of what they are.
See, I very much like the concept of liches from Taz. They're definitely not liches at all, really, but I very much like them.
From Taz?
Yeah, from the Adventure Zone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the idea in Taz is that liches, essentially you just have to be real good at magic, and the only thing that you do is you permanently bind your life force to your magic force.
Mm.
Which essentially, it kills you, but since your life is tied to your magic and you still have magic, you come back. And then you're just kind of a ghost that is powered by your own magic.
Mm.
It's really cool, I like it.
That is pretty neat.
Yeah, I have 3 messages. I should probably check and make sure Nyx isn't actually worried about me. Okay, okay, he just said, "What? I love you too, but what just happened?" Oh, poor guy.
Only when we have trapped the bodiless soul within an ethereal prison can we hope to defeat its unnatural constancy. Thus might even an eternal paragon be consigned to oblivion.
Just trap them in a crystal. Like, that's the whole thing with evil spirits. You just trap them in crystals. That's what always happens.
At present, we lack a
Funny you should say that.
and extinguish an Ascian soul.
I mean, like, crystals are just aether, and they, like, we've been talking about aether this entire time. I don't know, like, just get, like, I don't know, what's the opposite of a... Okay, so if a pure crystal summons something, just get the opposite of a pure crystal, and it'll trap something. Perfect. Easy. Right?
Can't say you're wrong.
if a soul is just if a soul is just aether, and an Ascian has an immortal soul that just happens to not go back to like the plane of aether or whatever that they were talking about, then like just give it a place to go, and since it's aether, it should be able to be contained in a crystal.
Yeah.
So just murder La Habrea and then just, I don't know, fucking whack his soul with a crystal. Like, hey, you, get in here. Whack. It's a Pokeball.
Yet I believe it to be possible. The pieces of the puzzle lie before us. We have but to put them together.
Why did everybody just look at Ida?
I will
I don't know.
I feel like Ida's the least likely person to have any ideas here.
You would not be wrong. Ida's not very smart.
Ida's the pugilist for a reason. Actually, wait, does everybody in this room use magic except for Ida? Oh, wait, no, Thancred's a rogue.
Actually, I'll tell you, yes, except for Ida and Thancred. Actually, I don't think I could say what I'm gonna say yet.
I know that people, like, change classes several times throughout the story, but, like, you know.
Well, I'll say that there's a reason I can't say what I think I can't say.
Minfilia finally is able to fight at some point.
You know.
You know. I don't know, but sure.
I have the utmost faith in you, Archon.
I don't know what an Archon is.
Like a really high ranking member of the Valdesian of the students of Valdesia.
All right.
To ascertain the fate of the students of Baldesian.
Baldesian.
Their findings shall soon be known to us. Though you
I twitch.
feelings of dread,
That's where I'm streaming.
I bid you surrender not to sorrow, but abide instead in hope.
You should start a Twitch channel. And oh, wait, actually, you already have one.
I have one, but I haven't used it
I
in
shall, Archon.
forever.
Thank you.
I watched you play Melty Blood, and that's when I fell in love with you. Probably not the most wrong thing I've ever said.
Are you sure it wasn't me constantly pestering you over Monster Hunter Stories 2 stuff?
Yeah, probably that too. The world of darkness. This is literally just what Xehanort.
Yes.
Hello.
Trust me, you're not the only one that this isn't lost on. All right. I also want you to remember this place for way, way later. It's not actually that important, but I want you to remember this.
La Habrea, what have I told you about time traveling to get different versions of yourself?
No comment.
I don't. It's literally just Organization 13.
Yes. Yes, it is.
This guy's name is Igiorm.
Yes, her name is Igiorm, yes.
This girl's name is Igiorm. I can't tell. They all look the exact same.
Don't worry. I had to have the game tell me that she was she.
Hey, can I get that robe? It's a really cool looking robe.
You have to get through Shadowbringers at least first.
Okay, sweet. I'll get that for my Black Mage.
You know, that may unironically be what that looks like.
Yeah. The Lord of Levin has returned to the Aether. It was Leviathan before it, or as was Leviathan before him. I fucking hate this voice. I really do.
Stop doing it.
Ramu's acquiescence is most intriguing. Nabrilius.
Abrialis. That's another one the game has to say.
Emeralwolf.
That one I don't think we ever learned how the fuck to say.
It's Emeralwolf. Inferno,
Sure.
Vortex, Crag, Whirl, and Levin. All have now been humbled by the bringer of light.
There is one element of those that's missing.
Light. Darkness.
It's close to light.
Music.
But there's...
Hope.
No, that one's always there. Every
Courage.
one of those is always has music as part of an element.
Virus. Vaccine.
I was wondering where the fuck you were going with that, and that makes way more sense into whatever the fuck I was thinking.
I don't know. I'm out of elements. I don't know any other element that could possibly exist. Uranium. Here, wait.
You want to try? You want to try thinking of typical JRPG elements for spells?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I need to zoom in on this picture. Hydrogen.
All right, continue on with what you were doing beforehand. If you can't figure it out, I'll let it be a surprise for 2.4.
Helium? Lithium.
You can stop guessing now.
Beryllium.
You can stop guessing now.
Boron?
I swear to God, Lucia.
Carbon? Is it nitrogen, oxygen, or fluorine?
I will leave this call.
It could be neon. Neon's not the worst. Neon's not the worst guess. I'm only 10 out of.
It's none of those elements.
I'm only 10 out of 103. It could be one of the later ones.
It's none of those elements.
Yes, I did look up the National Library of Medicine's periodic table of elements.
I had a feeling you did, yeah.
Metal? Wood. I'm trying to think. Lightning, earth?
How well do you know Final Fantasy summons?
Not very.
Ice.
Like I've said... Oh, ice. That makes sense. Well, we've already done water. That's basically the same thing.
It is, but now there's ice.
I need you to remember that the Final Fantasy that I am by far most familiar with is Final Fantasy 1. Where Bahamut...
What's an element in Final Fantasy 1?
Well, where Bahamut was just like a dude who was like, hey, I'm gonna make you stronger if you give me a rat tail.
Give me a rat tail, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, ice was... I guess I just wasn't thinking about, like, the elemental spells or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like,
that's why I specifically said JRPG elements.
I don't know. Ice, for some reason, like... I just kind of... See, so ice is usually considered a sub-element, because it's like... 99% of the time, it's just, like, the elements of water and wind mixed together.
Hmm.
Although, to be fair, lightning's also here, which is usually fire and wind mixed together. So, yeah. I don't know, I have a lot of things about elements. Like how fire and earth is magma.
Indeed.
And... Oh, is it water and fire is steam. Water and... earth and... What's earth and air? That's the one I can never remember.
I have no idea.
I feel like earth and air is sometimes lightning instead of fire and air, but then I don't know what... Earth and air. I'm actually really confused now. I actually can't think of it, because like, sometimes they do the thing where, like, the opposite elements can't mix together, like fire and water and earth and air can't.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that that fire and water is usually steam when it does. But I can't think of what... Oh, wait. Earth and air is sometimes... Oh, wait. I had it for a second. What was it? I don't care. The limitless potential of Highland Server goes mightier by the day. We just sat here talking about elements for like 20 minutes. Yet she prospers at great cost to her mistress, whose strength is all too finite. 7 times have the masses survived the rejoining, but their souls are grown weak and wan. Yet, even as it enervates, the ardor empowers our master. All that remains to nurture the strength of the gifted, to forge the final key. I'm literally fucking Xehanort.
Not wrong, really.
And that is the task to which we bend our every effort. I love how it gave us question marks for a second, as if we didn't need, or as if it was important we didn't know it was La Habrea, or as if we would be able to recognize him if we saw him first. He's the same as the other ones.
Yep.
Divine seeds were never wont to quicken in Eorzea's fertile soil. We need only lead men to the field, and by their eager hands shall a new deity arise. That which was shattered shall be made anew, and the one true God shall come again. I'm just sad now.
Yeah, there.
I feel like it would be really funny that if after we beat him, La Habrea is just crying every time I voice him. He just never gets over it.
Well, you'd be right. Alright, I will say, I think that is a good stopping point. It is almost midnight.
So basically, did we... Okay, so if I understood that right, they are kind of the ones that are trying to engineer the calamities.
Yes.
And they're trying to do it to... So I'm not sure if this was the intended read or if that's just what I inferred. It seems like they're trying to, like, break humanity's will, like the beast tribes have had their will broken, so that humanity will come together and summon a primal, i.e. their god.
Is one way you could interpret that, I will say.
That just seems like the way, because they said, like, we're gonna get them all to summon our god of darkness.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that that's one way you can read that.
And also they said that Heidelin's, like, I don't know, I'm killing Heidelin slowly because I'm so strong. Well, she's not a very strong god anymore. I don't know.
I can't really say much more than that is one way to put it. If that makes sense.
Wait a second. Heidelin, is that you? Heidelin, speak to me.
I need you to go kill them all again.
I forgot about your voice, and I forgot that your voice that you did for a split second before was the most funny part about that. So you said don't do the Guardian of Eorzea?
And I was gonna say this just gets out of the point because it's almost midnight, and I don't know about you, but I still need to be up relatively early tomorrow.
No, I'm off for 2 days.
Yeah, so I am not, unfortunately.
Minfilia has some correspondence issues. Okay, well, I'll at least start it. I'll just accept this.
Yeah, we can accept this, and then we can, because this is the start of something special.
I was told that crit rate was best for warrior. I was told that crit rate and then crit rate, then skill speed, then determination.
Yes. I'm unsure about that but I'm also thinking of much later warrior.
You never support me in my endeavors.
Okay, I'm just saying, do what your heart desires.
What do you want, Minfilia? The food material don't matter. Now the matter of Ramu has, for the present, been put to rest. There is something I would show you, Lucia. This is a letter of thanks, signed to the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging... Wait. This is a letter of thanks signed by the leaders of the Eorzean Alliance, acknowledging the Scion's tireless service to the realm. It mentions in particular the names of all the defeated primals: Ifrit, Titan, Garuda, Good King Mughal the 12th, blessed be his name, Leviathan, and now Ramu.
Why do you insist on doing this? I've never understood.
Okay, here's the problem. I was voicing her then, so the way that you made it sound is that, like, she was saying them all, and when she got to Good King Mughal, I cut her off to say blessed be his name.
That's absolutely what would have happened.
I've been feeling a little weird since the King Mughal fight. I don't know if I'm completely immune to tempering.
We might need to look into that then.
Needless to say, there's only one among our number to have faced them all. And though these words of gratitude were addressed to our order as a whole, I feel they were meant to, I believe they were meant for you above all others. I too must offer my heartfelt thanks for all that you've done. In the course of your duties, you have never once failed to answer my call to arms. You are a true hero, Lucia, and Eorzea is much the safer for your presence.
True.
Pray do not misunderstand me. I said safer, not safe. I know only too well that we can ill afford to lower our guard. The Ascians may be relied upon to sow chaos in this realm until such time that they are forced to stop. Why, even without their encouragement, you may be assured that man would foment strife on his own, and that is to say nothing of the beast tribes. Unless we learn to live in harmony, the primals too will return to plague us again and again and again. And yet, despite all this, your deeds serve to inspire the people, to give them hope for a better tomorrow, and there's no greater gift. That we have the courage to strive for what might otherwise seem an impossible peace, we owe no small part to the dangers you have faced on our behalf, and the people you have won over to our cause in so doing. Our list of enemies has ever been long, but think of the allies with whom we are now blessed. One of the sylphs of Little Solace who wish not of conflict. Of the Almegans and Domans who stand with us, determined to halt the dread march of the Empire. And then there's Sid and the Fellowship of Noah, racing to unlock the mysteries of ancient Alleg, that we might be spared the horror of another ultimate weapon.
We at least, shut the Crystal Tower down, so...
Yeah, Of course, when speaking of our greatest allies, we must not forget those closest to us, by which I mean our fellow Scions. Thanks to their many varied talents, our order is uniquely equipped to combat the far-reaching corruption of the Ascians, and combat it we shall. Your enthusiasm is truly heartwarming, Antecedent. Given our embarrassing wealth of allies, I trust it will not inconvenience you unduly if I absent myself for a time.
I wonder who that could be.
I figured it was probably Alphino. Alphino.
See, I didn't. I thought it was Ariage. I genuinely forgot that Alphino had said that.
He wasn't talking in triplicate. That's how I knew it wasn't Ariage.
You know what? That's valid.
Alphino, I take it the troubles in Uldar no longer require your attention? No, I just gave up. There are yet some rumblings of discontent, but the air of simmering violence is largely dissipated. 'Tis to reports such that I stand before you now. That, and to speak of you concerning the new organization we discussed. I have a message for you from L. Ahem. You recall the refugee girl, the one whose parents were missing? They were found unharmed. She wished me to pass on her thanks to you. Why, Alphino, am I to understand that you made an effort to remember the poor girl's name? I look forward to reading all about her in your report. I do hope you left nothing out. Lucia, you have been away from Revenant's Hold for some time now, I believe. I'd suggest you put the affairs of the realm to one side for the moment and take this opportunity to reacquaint yourself with the town. Which reminds me, one of the Doman children recently inquired as to your whereabouts. Yozan was his name. I believe he has some small matter he wishes to share with you. Why not oblige him for a visit? Nod. Hey, Chloe. You came in right as I'm about to end. I was literally accepting that quest and ending. I am winning. I killed an old man.
She did, in fact, murder an old man who had lightning powers.
I murdered a poor defenseless lightning grandpa.
I'd say he wasn't poor or defenseless.
He's pretty poor.
But I'll be real. You didn't really have to do any mechanics to kill him.
I literally just blasted him with fire and ice and thunder until he was dead.
Indeed.
Can I? Okay. I need to figure stuff out. Anyways, yeah. More tired than I thought it was, I think.
It is almost midnight. Yeah, EST.
Oh, shut up. It's fine. I did good. I killed Ramu. And that's basically all we did, but that was a good stream.
Plus, you also learned that we're slowly figuring out Ascian weaknesses.
Yeah, we learned how to kill a Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you the next time I stream. Bye-bye.
Bye.